It's Tuesday morning, 5:53 a.m. You didn't need the alarm. Your eyes opened 3 minutes before it went off. They always do. You've been waking up at this exact time for 2,190 mornings straight. That's 6 years, at the same desk, the same commute, the same routine. You tell yourself it's worth it. Good benefits, solid paycheck, career progression. But there's this quiet panic that creeps in during the shower, during the drive, during those moments when you're alone with your bank account. You're earning double what you made 5 years ago, and somehow you have less money than ever. That's not bad luck. That's not poor planning. That's the architecture of the trap. And in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Meet James. He's 29 years old, makes $72,000 a year working in marketing. He's doing well by most standards, better than 65% of people his age. He should feel successful. He feels suffocated. James gets paid twice a month. That's $3,000 per paycheck before anything touches it. After taxes and deductions, he sees $2,340 hit his account. Now watch what happens next. This is where the system reveals itself. The money doesn't sit there waiting for James to decide how to use it. It vanishes into pre-authorized channels before he even logs into his banking app. Rent disappears first, $1,150. That's automatic withdrawal first of the month. Student loan payment, $380, also automatic. Car payment and insurance, $520 combined. Phone bill, streaming services, gym membership, $95 total. Groceries and food, conservatively $350 for 2 weeks. Do the math. That's $2,495. But he only brought home $2,340. James is already $155 in the hole before accounting for gas, medication, anything unexpected. He's not irresponsible. He's not wasteful. He's trapped in a system that consumes 107% of his income before he makes a single discretionary choice. Here's the genius of it. James doesn't feel broke. He has a nice apartment, he drives a decent car, he goes out on weekends. The system provides just enough surface comfort to make you stop asking why you're not actually building anything. This is weapon number 1, the comfort illusion. You have a lifestyle, not wealth, and you've been trained to confuse the two. But let's talk about what really locks you in. This is where it gets uncomfortable. The entire apparatus is built to make you dependent on that direct deposit. Think about the path you were sold. Get educated. That's step 1. Maybe you borrowed $40,000 to do it. Now you need income to service that debt. You find a job. Let's say it pays $55,000. Respectable. Entry level, but respectable. Then something automatic happens. Your expenses rise to meet your income. Not because you're reckless, because the system has been waiting for you to have more capacity.
You were living with roommates paying $600 a month. Now you're making real money, so you get your own place, $1,100. You were taking the bus. Now you finance a car, $350 a month. You were eating at home. Now you grab lunch out a few times a week, dinner on Friday, another $200 monthly without even noticing. 2 years later, you get promoted. Congratulations, you're now making $75,000. That's a $20,000 raise. Life-changing, right? Wrong. Because within 6 months, you've moved to a better neighborhood. Rent goes to $1,400. You traded in the car for something nicer. Now it's $480 a month. You're traveling once a year, buying better clothes, going to nicer restaurants. The raise evaporates into an upgraded lifestyle that now requires that higher salary to sustain. You're not richer. You're more expensive to maintain. This is the second trap, engineered dependency through lifestyle acceleration. And here's what makes it so devastating. You are now locked in. You can't take a pay cut. You can't switch to a lower stress job. You can't take 6 months off to start something of your own because your financial architecture requires continuous income at that level or higher. You've built a life that holds you hostage. The system calls this success. I call it expensive captivity. Let me tell you about Rachel. She's a lawyer, makes $140,000 a year, 6 figures. She's achieved what most people dream about. And she cried in her car last month because she couldn't afford to quit a job that's destroying her mental health. Why? Because she has a $2,800 mortgage, 2 car payments totaling $950. Daycare is $1,600 a month. Student loans, still $890. She's grossing $11,600 monthly and netting maybe $7,800 after taxes.
Her fixed expenses alone are $6,240. Then her company announced a $15,000 bonus. She felt saved. 3 weeks later, the water heater died. $1,800. Her son needed vision therapy. $2,400. The car needed new tires and brakes. $940. The bonus didn't improve her life. It just covered the deficit she'd been running on credit cards. This is the cruelest mechanism in the trap. Salary increases don't build wealth. They expand obligation. It's why someone making $40,000 and someone making $400,000 report nearly identical levels of financial anxiety. The system is calibrated so your required expenses always consume your income, regardless of what that income is. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, even a large one, you become predictable, controllable. You can't leave bad situations. You can't negotiate from strength. You can't invest in yourself. Every dollar you earn is already spoken for by your mortgage company, your lender, your landlord. They profit from your trapped state. You're a guaranteed monthly payment, a reliable asset on someone else's balance sheet. Here's a thought experiment. If you walked away from your job right now, today, how long would you last? Not how long until you found another job. How long until you couldn't pay your rent, your car, your basic survival? Be brutally honest.
If your answer is less than 90 days, you're not employed, you're dependent. There's a difference. 73% of working professionals couldn't maintain their current lifestyle for more than 60 days without income. That means 3 out of 4 people are 2 months away from catastrophe at any given moment. That's not stability, that's a fragile equilibrium that feels stable until it isn't. The salary trap wants you to believe this is just how life works. Earn, spend, repeat. Earn more, spend more, repeat faster. But this isn't natural law. This is design. And the moment you see it as design, you can start to dismantle it. Because once you recognize your salary isn't making you wealthy, it's making you too busy to build wealth, the questions change. You stop asking, how do I earn more? You start asking, why does everything I earn disappear? You stop chasing promotions, you start building assets. This isn't about quitting tomorrow or living in a van. It's about awareness, creating options. Here's how you start. First, stop treating income and wealth as the same thing. A $150,000 salary is income. It disappears the moment you stop working. $30,000 in investments is wealth. It exists whether you work or not. Learn the difference. Second, become obsessive about the gap. The space between what you earn and what you spend is the only thing that matters. A person making $50,000 who spends $35,000 is wealthier than someone making $200,000 who spends $195,000. Protect that gap like your life depends on it. It does. Third, redirect the gap into assets, not liabilities disguised as assets, not a nicer car or bigger house, things that generate value independent of your labor. Index funds, skills that create alternative income, anything that works while you sleep. Fourth, build what I call the freedom threshold. 6 months of expenses in accessible savings. This isn't about doomsday prepping. It's about psychology. The moment you have half a year of runway, something fundamental shifts. You can say no. You can negotiate. You can walk away from situations that diminish you. The goal isn't just higher income. The goal is independence from the system's requirement that you need that income. Because the second you don't need it, you have leverage, you have choice, you have freedom. The salary trap is real, it's sophisticated, but it's not inevitable. The people who escape aren't smarter, they just woke up to the fact that comfort and freedom are not the same thing, and they chose freedom. You can make that choice too. If this breakdown resonated with you and you want to understand how money systems actually work, not just how to earn within them, subscribe to this channel. We break down the psychology of money, the structures that shape your financial life, and how to step outside of them. New videos every week, each one designed to help you trade comfort for control and income for freedom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.